questions on this first page, which was the 2122 page. Going once, going twice. All right, so we want to group together. This is completed squares. Group them together. Take out the 3. That's taking it off of here and here. Leave the space. Take the 10/3, divide it by 2, and then square it, or 10/3 times 1/2 squared. 2 goes into 10 5 times, so it's 5/3 squared, which is 25/9. I add that inside the parentheses, and normally I'd subtract it from outside the parentheses, but because we took the 3, we have to multiply that out first. So I'm subtracting 25/3. 11 becomes 33/3 minus 25/3. And it's 8/3. Factor, so the 3 stays on the front. Square root x squared, square root 25 over 9. Take the sign from the middle, put it in parentheses and square it, plus 8/3. And what variable was it? F of x. And then from there, it didn't ask for it, but I did it. Yes, I put it on there. Vertex would be 5/3 and 8/3. Axis symmetry would be x equals 5/3. And would this have a minimum or a maximum? Minimum, and the min value would be 8/3. It's the k coordinate. Five-thirds minus. Yes, I did. Well, it was 11 minus 25/3. Yeah. No, in the A. You're looking at the A term. If the leading term is positive, there's a min. If the leading term is, because it opens up. If the leading term is negative, then it opens down. There's a max. Other questions from the PDF? All right, let's jump. All right, continuing 2-2 into 2-3, page 2. This is a great sign. You're either so prepared you have no questions.
I was going to ask about 34.
Okay. But what? So like this, you would do x minus 3. And then x minus 2 minus root 3. And x minus 2 plus root 3.
Okay, because I had done minus n plus for both.
No, yeah. And then distributes. So it'd be x minus 2 plus root 3. And distributes x minus 2 minus root 3. And then I would say start with these first because the square roots are going to cancel because they're opposites. Then at least you don't have to deal with the square root. So I get x squared, negative 2x, negative root 3x. Go to the next one, negative 2x, positive 4, positive 2 root 3. Go to the last one, root 3 plus x. Well, I'll keep it in the same order. Root 3 times negative 2 and negative 3, because root 3 times root 3 is 3. Then you've got a negative root 3x and a positive root 3x. That should cancel. And a positive 2 root 3 and a negative 2 root 3. It should cancel. If they roots don't cancel when you multiply it out, you made a mistake. So catch it there. I get x squared minus 2x minus 2x. That's negative 4x. And then positive 4 and negative 3. That's positive 1. Don't forget to bring down that x minus 3. And now we FOIL that out. X to the third. Negative 4x squared. Positive x. Negative 3x squared, positive 12x, and negative 3. And you'd get x to the third. There are 2x squared, so negative 7x squared. 2 x's, positive 13x minus 3. Equals f of x. So it's asking for the equation that would give you those zeros, which would be this. Yeah.
If it goes from like x
No, only when you're dividing do you have to do that. Yeah, yeah. All right, so 65 says use Descartes' rule to determine the possible number of positive and negative real zeros. So when you're looking at this, you want to count your sign changes for for positive. I go from positive to negative, that's one sign change. Negative to positive, that's a second sign change. So there are 2 or 0 positive real roots. You have to subtract 2 or multiples of 2 to figure out if there's other options. And then for the negative, you're going to plug in a negative x. And I get this stays negative, so this becomes negative 5x to the third. A negative times a negative here becomes positive 6x plus 9. There is one sign change this time, so there'd be one negative real root. So that's the question that's built in one of your calculator questions has multiple parts, and that's part of it. Find the possibles, use Descartes' rule to figure out the number of positive and negative, find the actual from your graph, find the remaining using synthetic division. So that's all one.
We don't have to find the different numbers.
The actual?
Yeah.
No, this question just said use to figure out the possible, but it is built in together on the question on your test. It's all one. Yep.
And how many is it?
One.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, there's no term missing, right, guys? Shh. And then x squared minus 3x plus 1. Right? Again, nothing missing. It's got to go in decreasing degree order, nothing missing on both. That didn't happen here. So now I go first into first. This would be 5x. I multiply it times each one. 5x to the third. Negative 15x squared. Positive 5x. Change your signs. Cancels. Negative 13 and positive 15 is 2x squared. Negative x and negative 5x is negative 6x. Bring down the plus 2. Now it's x squared into 2x, so it's 2. Multiply it out. 2x squared. Negative 6x. Positive 2. Change your signs. Cancels, cancels, cancels. So there's my quotient, and my remainder would be 0. Okay, so 45, we're missing terms. You're missing an x to the third, so I'm going to plug in a 0x to the third, and an x, so a 0x. And in our divisor, we're missing an x term, so we have to plug in a 0x. So I get x to the fourth plus 0x to the third minus 3x squared plus 0x plus 2 divided by x squared plus 0x minus 1. And then I start dividing. So first into first is x squared. Multiply it out. I get x to the fourth plus 0x to the third minus x squared. Change your signs. Cancels. Cancels. And I get negative 3 plus 1. So negative 2x squared. Bring down the 0x. And if I go to multiply it out, when I go it would be minus 2. Because I skipped that 0x. If you want to write the 0x out, you could even keep going. I could make this 0x to the third, and I could fill that space in, but it's going to be 0. So you don't need it. But when I go to multiply by that negative 2, I get negative 2x squared plus 0x plus 2. And that's my indication that I needed to bring this down to. So if you held the place here by putting 0x to the third, this wouldn't have had to be brought down. Both of them wouldn't have to be. So that's the benefit of doing that. Like if I had done here, 0x to the third minus 2x squared, bring down just that 1. The top would be plus 0x. And I'd get 0x to the third plus 0x to the second plus 0x. Change your signs. Cancels. Negative 2x squared. 0x. And now I bring down that 2. I'm going to get the same answer. So as long as you know that if you skip that spot, 0x plus 2, that as long as you know that if I skip that spot, I'd have to bring down 2 terms, you could do it that way. Because this is not going to be part of my answer. I don't know if I'd mark it wrong if you included it, but you don't need it. You're welcome. Other questions? Mm-hmm. All right, how about the last page? This was now our complex ones. And at the top was this was the one that's like the calculator question. From 2-3. Everybody's good? Yeah?
Can you explain one more time? So like I'm giving it like to 1 power.
Yep. So like pick a number. Give me a number. 26. It's even, which tells me already it's either going to be 1 or -1. So if it's even, there's no I. Then you can either, the 2 tricks, right? One is take it, divide by 2. If it stays even, it's positive. Take it, divide by 2. If it becomes odd, now it's negative. That's one trick. The other is change this so it's I squared raised to the 13th because the product of this is this. I squared is -1. I squared raised to an odd power. I mean, -1 raised to an odd power is just -1. So if you don't remember your trick, then you're rewriting it as a product of I squared. So I squared raised to the what?
If I's like an odd number.
So now go I-27. The first thing I do is take off the odd one. So I rewrite that as I-26 times I. And then I do the same thing. I squared to the 13th times I, which is -1, times I, which is I. You're welcome. Xavier. Which one? Yeah. Like how to do it? So the conjugate to -3i is positive 3i. So you multiply both the top and the bottom by positive 3i. 4 times 3i is 12i. -3i times positive 3i is -9i squared. The I squared becomes -1, so that denominator becomes 9. And then 3 goes into both of those. So I get 4/3 I, or 4i over 3. You could write it either way. So this time 92. So we just did I to the 27, right? I to the 27 is I to the 26 times I. I to the 26 is I squared raised to the 13th, or -1 to the 13th, which is -1. The I is still there, and this time there's a coefficient. I just multiply them all out at the end. Yeah, I mean, you could carry it down every time, or just don't forget it and bring it down at the end. You're welcome. I literally gave you feedback on that first one, but just be careful. It was messy. You had to take out the -3. Then you took what was left, which was 11/3, divided it by 2, squared it. You would have added 121 over 36 to the inside. Multiply it times -3 on the outside. You can simplify that. Some of you worked with bigger numbers, which is fine, but you have to simplify at the end. I would just simplify as soon as you can. So then the equation should have been -3 times parentheses x plus 11/6 squared plus 169 over 12. Vertex, -11/6, 169 over 12. Axis, x equals -11 over 6. Maximum value, 169 over 12. This one, your end behavior falls left, rises right. Your roots were -√2, root 2, positive root 2 and 2, and a y-intercept of 0, 16.